I may have done something that I've never done before, and it could possibly be the coolest thing I've ever done. Hey guys, and welcome back to Astro Musica Tutorials. I hope you guys enjoyed last week's video where we talked about Decent Sampler, arguably the best plugin, the best free plugin ever created. Now, if you haven't seen that video, I highly recommend you go and watch it because this week's video is kind of an extension on that video, meaning I have a new plugin this week, an amazing new pads plugin, but it's made for the Decent Sampler. So you need Decent Sampler to make it work. If you don't know what Decent Sampler is or how to make it work, just click on this link. I highly recommend you go get it. It's going to change your production career. Now, with that being said, let's get onto the video. By the way, before we get onto the video, I haven't made an announcement like this in a while, but I just released 2 new songs. The first one is called Chance Encounter. The second one is called Golden Hour Hues. These are both summer-themed lo-fi tracks. I'll leave a link to it in the description so you guys can go check it out. You guys know what to do. Listen, share. If you like the song, let me know about it in the comments. If you don't, let me know as well. Moving on to the video. This is the plugin that I was talking about, the Aorus Polyscape, and it's by my guy, Venus Theory. He's known for making these amazing ambient plugins, and this is just one of the many that he's created. This is also like the 3rd Venus Theory plugin that I've talked about. So this plugin was originally supposed to be a part of last week's video, where I mentioned 6 of my favorite sounds from Decent Sampler that I used to make ambient. But when I saw this plugin and listened to the presets, I realized that a whole video can be made from this one plugin. The knobs you see in front of me are pretty much the standard stuff: ADSR, volume, filter, and effects. The different reverb types is the most unique thing that I can show you guys from this interface. Everything else is just pretty standard. But what I'm more interested in, what I'm more excited to show you guys, are the presets. There are 10 different presets here, 10 with some unique names that I don't think I've ever heard in my life. Elenia, Osibos, Amorix, Isolate, Mohiliv. Yeah, I'm not even gonna try it. The names of the presets sound just as alien as the presets themselves. Let me show you. First preset. Now, the tone of these pads also vary depending on how hard you press the keys. What I just played you was an example of a high velocity. Now, if I play it more mellow, this is what it sounds like. Second, we have Elenia. When I'm showing off these sounds, I never know what to play. I just randomly start hitting keys. Osibos. I think my personal favorite is... Wow. Imagine if that had happened while I was in the middle of making a song. There would be nothing I could do about it. Yeah, so I think preset number 8, Uyama, is my favorite preset. When you play it hard, this is the full velocity of the sound. Okay, now that we've got that covered, let's move on to the next segment of our video where we make an ambient track utilizing this plugin. Now, in the past videos, I usually challenge myself to make the entire track using only the plugin that I'm talking about. But as I do it in each video, I'm starting to understand just how stupid that is. So I'm only going to utilize the sounds that actually fit the required sounds for the song, and everything else I'm going to be using other plugins. So first we're going to have to lay down some chords, and I think I'm going to use this preset. See what I mean about velocities? Velocity doesn't just affect the overall volume of your sound, it changes the tone drastically, so you have to be careful. So my plan is not to use this one plugin for all the sounds, but before I move on to the other sounds, I do want to take full advantage of this plugin and use as much sounds as I can milk from it. So before we move on to the second sound, I just wanted to show you guys the EQ that I put on. It's the only effect that I put on the chord progression. I just cut the lows and some of the highs to make more space. This is the second sound we're using, Oscillate, fifth preset, and it sounds like this. Hold down the root note on the fifth note. So this is what they sound like together. See if you can notice a difference between the two. I'll just make one more little change. I'll just cut this down the middle. I felt like the velocity was like dropping as it neared the end because it's too long of a sustained note. The effects that I have on this are, I have an EQ just cutting out all the sub bass and the low mids, boosting the treble just a tiny bit because I like that texture in that pad and I wanted to bring it out a little bit more. And the secret sauce behind that sound is the Pancake 2. So this is a panning plugin which is basically pushing the sound from left to right. I just randomized this wave shape over here and I got this. It seemed pretty cool. Moving on to the third sound, I have the organic piano loaded up and I'm going to be using the Lo-Fi E-Piano preset. Now this isn't final. I might change the preset, but so far I like the sound of it. I think that's good, but it's gonna need a lot of effects.
12 seconds later.
So like I said, I did end up changing the preset. I made it into the Lo-Fi Nostalgia preset. It sounds like... I felt it fit better. It stood out much better. The one hard thing about ambient is making all the sounds stand out in the mix instead of just one muddy mess. And this is what it sounds like. I just have an EQ with this little shape and an echo boy, which is what's giving it that unique delay. Now I'm just gonna add a quick bass because it just sounds wrong without the bass. I'm very tempted to use an acoustic guitar because I love using an acoustic guitar where it isn't really necessary. This might be fun. I have the melody in mind, I'm just not sure about the sound. I want to make a piano lead with some delay, but I feel like I've overused the delay in the song with a lot of elements. Let's just have some fun with it. Let's just improvise. It was going so good until I hit that last note. So this is what the lead sounds like now. Just for some funsies, I am going to add a drum pattern that goes exactly with that rhythm.
12 seconds later.
I may have done something that I've never done before, and it could possibly be the coolest thing I've ever done. Oh my god, I may have done something. Okay, so I'm just gonna do a bit of light mixing, arrange it more properly, add a couple of transition sounds, and after all that, this is what it's gonna sound like. was fun. So I was a little skeptical going into this video because I'm always a little hesitant when I'm making ambient stuff, which is basically all my videos. So yeah, this turned out really awesome. And when the drums came in, oh, it was so insane. I hope you guys enjoyed the song as much as you enjoyed the plugin, or I hope you guys enjoyed the plugin as much as you enjoyed the song. Whatever case, I hope you like the plugin. And like I said, if you don't know what Decent Sampler is, check out last week's video. Also, don't forget to go and stream my latest songs, Chance Encounter and Golden Hour Hues. I will leave a link in the description. And if you like that sound, make sure to follow me on Spotify, follow me on Instagram, and also like and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you next week.